Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about having worked on Lisa the Vegetarian. My name is Luis Escobar. I'm a storyboard artist on the Simpsons television show. I've worked on the TV show for 20 years now. And one of the earliest shows I worked on was Lisa the Vegetarian. It was season 7, directed by Mark Kirkland. I've been asked to talk about this. Apparently it was a topic of discussion in the nohomers.net site. To be quite honest, I don't remember working on the show in such a way that it is a clear experience in my mind as to what I did and how I did it. I do remember having watched the show recently. In fact, only 2 things or areas in the show that I worked on. Well, 3. The first, when I was watching it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I did that scene, and I did this section. It was when Homer comes in with the BIOBB little note with the pig note. And Bart says something about cartoons are about getting hit and hit in the head and all this other stuff. After having watched the Itchy and Scratchy cartoon. And then Homer slams the door open on him. That was all me. I remember that, having worked on that show and having done that scene and doing the Bart acting, and there's a lot of hands in it. At the time I was trying really hard to animate and really act out stuff, so you'll notice in that scene where Bart is talking about the cartoons, and cartoons are about this, and then he walks over and he's using his hands a lot. I use my hands a lot. But Bart's using his hands a lot, and you see him moving around and moving his hands. And to me, having worked on that scene, it looks so spastic. Like I was trying so hard to act. I was acting. So yeah, I was acting. It over emoted. And then Homer comes in with his note, and then I remember you just basically tracing over the model sheet for that scene, for that prop, and then just adding some dimension to it and adding Homer's hand around it. I think that was a typo, his little gag. So I do remember that, definitely. And you don't win friends with salad. I don't remember if I did that scene or not. I believe that I did bits. I worked on some of it, but not all of it. So that is vague. I don't recall all of it. I mean, I would have remembered if it seemed like something that would be really involved in pain in the neck, and that I would have remembered working on. But that section was mine, so it must have been me. I just don't remember now. The other scene that I do remember working on was in Act 3, where Lisa goes and finally gives in, and she eats a tofu dog in the Quickie Mart. And Apu tells her that it's a tofu dog. I remember working on the scene where she sees the hot dog. I remember working on the scene where she grabs the hot dog, and that close-up of her with the dog. I remember drawing that. I remember drawing the view of the hot dog coming over to you, right? And then it would just get bigger. I remember doing that scene and taking a bite and eating it, and she says, "There, I did it! Are you happy?" I remember doing that. I think it was a match cut and it was a pull out, and it was a huge pain. It was very technical and it was a pain in the neck. I think that's where I stopped. I don't think I did the rest of it. I don't remember doing the part with, or did I do the part where they open the door to the non-alcoholic beer? I may have worked on that scene too. And then they go upstairs. So those are the only 2 scenes I remember working on. I remember working on revisions in the earlier scene in the barbecue where everybody was eating. I did do some revisions on some characters there. I believe I did some revisions on Wiggum. I can't seem to get up my own energy, or I forgot what it was. I do believe I did a little bit of that scene, or there was some kind of revisions that needed to be done. I did not remember anything in Act 1 that I may have worked on. You got to understand that at the time I was very new still. I had just gotten rehired, so I was still very much a rookie, and they weren't really giving me a whole lot to do. My artwork, if in those scenes that I did do, my characters just weren't as good, well drawn as they ought to have been. So yeah, that's my recollection. That's pretty much what I could remember working on Lisa the Vegetarian. Good times. I like watching the old shows. They're a lot of fun to watch, and sometimes they trigger my memory. So that's it for me today. If you're watching this on my blog, which I hope you are, and if not, click the link below. If you're on YouTube, click the link below to get to my blog. There's a subscription to sign up for my newsletter there. I tend to talk a little bit more about The Simpsons on my newsletter than on my blog generally. So if you like that, go ahead and sign up. Also, you'll get a free copy of my Art of book. It's a digital download. And if you like it enough, maybe you can purchase the print copy on Amazon. Once I get it up there, it's coming soon. I'll let you know on my blog once it is ready to purchase through Amazon when it happens. Okay, and that's all from me today. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.